Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War pro modcasts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Fata Morgha. Playing as the Space Marines, we've got Itness. As opponents as the Dark Eldar, we've got Dawn of War Pro Shed. Shed will be going for double Mandrakes, Hall of Blood, Witch Cult Arena, and a Plasma Generator for his opening. Whereas the Space Marine player is going to go for triple Scout Marines, a Plasma Generator, and a Chapel Barracks. Just pretty exciting, if I do say so myself. Dawn of War Pro is still alive, baby. It's been a while since we've done a Dawn of War Pro mod game, but look, we're here. Daddy has come back from buying the cigarettes at the shop, and he is ready to continue his fatherly duties. So I've got Space Marines coming out for, well, the Space Marine player, and we do have this Witch Cult Arena and a Hall of Blood, which will allow the Dark Eldar player a whole smorgasbord of openings. I mean, what, you can get your regular warriors from the Hall of Blood, just like vanilla. You can also go for your Hellions from this building. Also get some Witches, and I do believe you can get some Incubi as well, just from the get-go, once this Witch Cult Arena is all built up and ready. So that's cool, isn't it? Also going to go for an Archon from the HQ building, allowing the Dark Eldar to not only get a Tier 1 fighting unit out straight away, but also going for their hero at the same time. Oh no, the Space Marine player's got to get the either Force Commander first and then Space Marine squad, or vice versa. So that is a thing. So I imagine that the Eldar of the Dark variants will probably do their usual poking and prodding with their Hellions. Scouts just going to go around and capture all these critical locations, add all those useful blue money requisition thingamajigs to your economy. Hellions now out on the field. Archon slow but surely manifesting himself. Good lord. Frog in my throat there. Anyway, Hellions, look at them flying around. Just 3 boys going on a journey, ready to capture some good treats and plunder as they assault these scouts who are just minding their own business, really. Oh, never mind, it's just a drive-by. Oh no, what are you doing, Hellions? What's your plan in life? There we go, scouts capturing that relic. Hellions not wanting to go for that decap. They are hungry for some Monkai blood. Although being accosted by these Space Marines will probably want to get out of there. They are quite fragile. And decide to go and slap around this Plasma Generator. Going to go for the Hellion Succubus as well, which will help them smash up Plasma Generators. We're not going to get this anytime soon. Scouts are going to be firing around with these guys as well, to try and fend them off. There's some Mandrakes over here, seeing these scouts. But these guys, weirdly enough, these scouts are a little bit quicker than the Mandrakes. Interesting. Under fire. But I suppose they are genetically enhanced. Oh, we've got some Witches. Did not anticipate Witches. Normally I have a little bit of a, maybe like a 2-minute watch to see how the game goes. Oh, then again, it's a 3-minute at the moment, so this is probably why I didn't see it. But yeah, look at these ladies coming out in the early game. And also activating their Fleet of Foot. Dark Eldar and Dawn of War Pro mod are able to get their Fleet of Foot, which is quite useful for them, making them a lot more mobile than their vanilla variants. Although Witches, obviously, they're a Tier 3 unit originally, so they aren't as strong as they would be normally, but as the game progresses, they are able to get a number of upgrades to get them up into that godly Tier 3 side. Do have a squad of Grey Knights out. Going to be engaging in long-range combat as these scouts run amok, trying to keep these guys at bay. But the Hellions will decide to maneuver out of combat. Witches over here, they're much more successful at whipping this listing post into shape. While this is going on there, we do have... Oh, we've got the Archon and some Mandrakes taking down, or at least attempting to take down these Space Marines, trying to rescue their Tower of Loathing. We do also have a webway portal over here, so Archon can summon that, but also the Torture Slaves can summon them as well. Not sure if they're permanent structures or whether they decay over time. We'll find out. Yeah, Scout's being pestered. Archon getting his friends online, which is nice, isn't it? Also got some Witches as well, moving swift as you like. Oh, look, there we go. In the distance, a webway portal. Popping their space cocaine. Notice how it doesn't affect anyone else around them. It's just for them and them alone. These Witches are greedy girls. They do not like sharing. And a pain whip coming out now. One Space Marine falling foul. Mandrakes are also able to collect souls, which is very useful, considering that, if you notice that on the add member squad thing, every witch costs 2 souls. So that also mitigates their, well, it just makes them more expensive, doesn't it? This Force Commander, being brave, staying behind, but won't survive for much longer. And death by witch, while it might not seem like the worst way to go, if you've read any Dark Eldar lore, you know that while it might be aesthetically pleasing, in fact, the more aesthetically pleasing a Dark Eldar is, the more bad times you're going to have. No tier 2 going for the Dark Eldar, 85 and 30 for the Space Marines, compared to 83 and 20 for the Dark Eldari. But no major tech ups going on. We do have a heavy bolter turret going to go down here. Plasma generators being built up round here, so double defensive with all these shooty bits, so that's good. Grey Knight's looking to maybe get some charging in. Really useful early game unit for the Space Marines if you're going up against lots of people with close combat dedicated troops. These guys are quite meaty and can trade very well in a prolonged combat. Don't think the DPS is insane, he says with no degree of confidence. But like I say, they're quite a good bulwark for any early game shenanigans. Do have tier 2 going for the Dark Eldar. Look how quickly that is going. That is an impressive tier 2 reset rate. Ah, yes, look at that. Oh, it decayed over time. I imagine this one did as well. Yeah, there we go. It's like I almost know what I'm on about half the time. Do the Mandrakes with their poison blades. Going to see these spacemen and say, nope, none of this. Not for me, thank you very much. Not today. Force Commander going to be re-recruited. And the Dark Eldar just waiting for the tier 2 to pop. They are going to go for some Wraithbone woven battlesuits and the Daughters of Pain training, which costs 30 souls. Jeez, that's quite expensive. But that will help the witches. I think it gives them a flat increase, or is it like a percentage increase on their health, morale, increases the amount of time that their drugs are activated, as well as reducing their, what do you call it? The cooldown rating, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while, boys and girls, since I've had a look at the Dawn of War Pro mod. Oh, we do have a Skull Probe. Oh, that's another thing as well. There's recently been a update for Dawn of War Pro, which gets basically the Steel Legion up to a good range of, well, when I say range, I mean, like, just beefs them up a bit, you know, makes them a bit more viable. I think they were quite weak in the previous patch. But, I mean, they've also given some slight tweaks to the other factions as well. I think really the only one that the Space Marines got was that their Skull Probe health decay time has been, like, reduced by 50%. Keeping the Skull Probe as a viable option for early game infiltration detection. Which is quite nice. Shadow Skin research. I imagine that makes the Mandrakes go invisible as and when they choose. Do believe that their infiltration is a toggle. He says. Do have a Scout Marine, and I do believe... Ah, yes, so the you might have seen the Hellions stick a little shiny thing in this Scout Marine. Gives them vision over this unit, which is quite tasty. So know exactly where the scouts are going at all times.
4 minutes.
4 minutes to take and hold victory. Who's got that? It's Itness. Itness is the Space Marine player. Right, okay. So will be decapped that. Do have a lot of Hellions. 6 in total. You don't normally see this many. But they've marked their quarry. And now they're looking to give them the old green goblin. Mandrakes now activating their stealth. Space Marines going back home, anticipating some shenanigans. To be fair, it's understandable, much like the Chaos game, the Chaos and Eldar game that we saw yesterday. Space Marines don't really gain anything from pushing out this early. The Dark Eldar have so many options to be able to poke and prod them and destroy their defenses. You may as well play a little bit more defensively in this kind of game. The Mandrakes will come over onto this side and have a look at doing some damage. Just doing a little bit of scouting, seeing what the Space Marines are up to. And then just kind of, are you just going to stand there? Go on, do something. I do believe that they can't attack people when they're infiltrated. Oh, there we go. They're seeing a plasma generator being upgraded, well, being built up. But no, you're going for the chapel barracks. I mean, to be fair, they're doing it. Oh, look at this. Absolute lethal lads. It's like an episode of Dragon Ball Z. Look at them go. God, I love Dawn of War Pro. It's such a good mod. making all kinds of things viable. If you're watching this, download it now, play it, please. For the good of humanity, or Dark Eldari in this case. These guys are trying to run away. Not having the best of times there. Space Marine's going for maximum missile launchers. It's an interesting choice. Magic's trying to avoid death, but no, that it's not going to happen. Rhino transport now out for the Space Marines as the Chapel Barracks is being rebuilt. Do believe that all factions can get their transport unit from their HQ building. We see some Scourges, limit 2, more witches on the field as well. Are there more witches? Oh, the same amount of witches. We've just gone back home for reasons. Do have an Archon observing these Grey Knights, but deciding to engage in glorious hand-to-hand combat with these Space Marines over here. Grey Knights trying to scare away these Scourges, but they will open fire. No Dark Lancers in sight, which is not something that you see often, but it does make them actually useful against heavy infantry. Being medium heavy infantry themselves, they will be able to stand up to the missile launchers of these Space Marines. Going to throw down a piercing, dark, scary McDoodad on them. Oh, and then the Archon also throwing down a slow on these Grey Knights as well, allowing double Scourges to open fire on these guys to also... Ah, look at that. All the utility. Freezing them with fear. Freezing them with fear again. Good lord, this is amazing stuff. Yeah, these Grey Knights are being absolutely slaughtered. No way of them getting out of here alive. But then again, the Space Marines, not leaving their comrades behind, will come down and try and assist in life. That doofer getting killed. We do have some touch tools, assault equipment. Going to go on for the Archon. I do believe that's what we saw with all the purpley bits on that Rhino there. And this is quite a lot of Scourges. Able to keep up with the Space Marines. Although Chaplain, though, not one to shake off a fight. He's going to chase after these guys. Not as tanky as the Force Commander. Primarily used in a supporting fashion. Will be taken out by this Hellion. Or this Hellion Succubus, should we say. The Dark Eldar certainly laying siege in a way that only the Eldari can. Do have some Terminator squads on the way. Going for some more Space Marines and a Land Speeder. Which, I mean, that the Scourges can quickly counter any vehicle play by upgrading their weapons with Dark Lancers. But then again, I mean, what, that's 60 blue money and 20 green money. Very expensive. And once they get them, they can't swap back to their other weapons. Got some witches down here. What are you doing, witches? What's the plan? Tier 3. Gonna go for some more mandrakes. Any more upgrades? Do have a Talos. Ooh, look at that. 20 souls. For a cost. But we'll be able to collect all these souls in the battlefield, which, I suppose, in this particular variant of Dawn of War, might actually be fairly useful for them. Do love these chunky Terminator models. Do believe that a lot of Space Marine models are borrowed from Dawn of War 2. Oh, look at that, though. The Hellions have stabbed this loyal Space Marine with the seeing juice. Yep, they can see him. So they know that Terminators are there. Good stuff. 107 and 49 compared to 137 and 60. Space Marine certainly bringing up the rear end with some decent cash going on. Got a skull probe here that will see these mandrakes. Mandrakes will now be double fired at. Look at that. I quite like that placement of a skull probe. And a Talos, look at him go. Oi, oi, it's a party now. Able to weather the storm of these heavy bolters and the land speeder. Doesn't seem to be doing all that much against... Oh dear, that's unfortunate. Not sure if it's bugged out or anything. Or whether it's attacking, it's just that its attack animation isn't going. But there we go. He's going to see these Terminators, decide to slice them about. But the missile launchers of the Space Marines are going to make short work of it, which is very unfortunate. Dear oh dear. Apothecary joining the ranks. Mandrake's been seen. But using their super duper lightning speed. Like Deku from Attack on Titan. Throwing down the quick Levi spins. Are you impressed with my anime knowledge? I know loads about anime. Throwing down some pink gas. Remember that does something. I think it just lowers morale and stuff. For the life of me, I can't remember.
What are your needs?
Scourge squad inside the base with 3 Dark Lances. God, that's so expensive for an upgrade there. But how quickly will it destroy a building? I mean, it's fairly quick. They are about to lose one. From the Dreadnoughts and the Terminators. Do manage to take out one, but doing a little bit of damage with the plasma generator next door. Scared squad about to be squad wiped. Jesus, no, get him out. Oh, no. I imagine there was some micro going on down here of the witches and the mandrakes. They do take out a plasma turret, but this witch, having her back broken before being thrown away. We have a webway portal as well being summoned onto this side. Allowing the Dark Eldar to traverse the map with frightening efficiency. Dreadnought being slapped down by Hellion and Mandrake alike. But we do have a sizable amount of Terminators now, 2 squads, and with 2 Apothecaries as well. These guys are not going to be falling anytime soon. Which is poised for another assault. Mandrake's also looking to get some shots in as well. Apothecary leading the charge, not where he wants to be. And these guys going to teleport away. Mandrake's just capturing the last of those souls before vamoosing. And look at that glorious stuff. Does some more Dreadnoughts out on the way. And you want, and I do believe that Dreadnoughts are the right choice in this situation. Especially with those witches in the mix. They're going to be in close combat anyway. In fact, this is quite a close combat orientated Dark Eldar build. So, yeah, close combat Dreadnoughts are not the worst shout possible. Archon rejoining the battlefield. The amount of utility that Archon can bring on the battlefield is insane. Space Marine's holding the centre. As these infiltrated scouts just watch these witches go by. Hate to see them go, but we'll love to watch them leave. And they're going to be chased away all the way back home. As these Dreadnoughts been... Oh no, dear oh dear. They've been flanked by these Scourges. One Dreadnought has gone down. Does look like the listening post here has done a squad wipe on these Dark Eldar. And the Scourges are going to attempt to move away. Not sure if they've got any jumping juice left there. Oh no, it's like Lion King. Oh no, there we go. By the skin of their chinny chin chin, they managed to survive for next time. Good stuff. Land Speeder and Orbital Relay on the way. Got an Archon. Shining purple. He's got one of those up. What upgrade have you gone for? Can I see it visually on your person? Ah, he's gone for the old-fashioned skin mask. Don't know if you can see it very well, but absolutely harrowing, that is. But I imagine it just gives like a general buff to everyone. Maybe a morale debuff to anyone nearby. I assume that's what it does. Double Apothecaries there, and these guys, when they're nearby each other, I do believe that they're healing stacks. If I'm not mistaken. So those Terminators are going to be really tough customers to deal with at range or in close combat. Going for heavy bolter on this side. That will hopefully prevent any Scourge shenanigans jumping in. Got some Warp Beasts on the way. Now, if anything's going to cut through the Terminators, it's going to be Warp Beasts. We do have some Helms of Torture and Soul Seeker ammunition. Warp Beasts now pop in. Oh dear, we've got double Warp Beasts and a Ravager. Here he is in all his glory.
What is your will?
I do love the high definition models that they use in Dawn of War Pro. Staring down the barrel of a gun. Look at that. Very intimidating. Ready to take you back home and show you a good or bad time. Does some minefields. Oh, I quite like this. Minefields. Not around this thing, but like there's a precedent set for the Mandrakes to be moving around on this side, so anticipating some shenanigans. do have the Archon leading the charge. They have seen a Space Marine squad. And if the Archon can get a stun on these Space Marines, the Warp Beast will take care of them. Quick, sharpish, double raiders making quick, short work of these land speeders. Flamer from these Terminators, the ideal against the demon arm of the Warp Beasts. They do not have their Beastmasters neither. That's very, very bold of DoWPro Shed, to be honest. Very expensive units. What, 85 blue money and 35 green money and 5 souls. They lose their morale without their Beastmaster. That's going to effectively throw that whole squad into disarray.
The fallen shall be forever remembered as the Emperor's fight.
Everyone just kind of standing around trying to get that perfect engage off. Very costly. We do have some pink smoke going to go on down. Lowering the morale of anyone nearby. Got some shenanigans going on this side. Space drugs being popped. Terminators jumping onto the high ground. And now they're out of range. Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Under fire.
Now we're going to have to hobble their way back over here.
Victory countdown has begun.
Do have these raiders taking care of these plasma generators with the help of their scared squads. Hellions back after their capping and decapping routes. Do have double assault cannons on these bad boys. And the Dark Eldar, yeah, they've done a little bit of damage. They've taken down listing posts, they've taken down double plasma generators. They're sitting happy on top of these critical locations. So they don't need to be too aggressive. They have some brave scouts trying to take on this Tower of Loathing, but going to be slapped down more or less instantly. But yeah, the Dark Eldar don't need to be aggressive now. They can just kind of just sit on the laurels here. Space Marine player is going to have to react. He's going to go for more Space Marines and a land... Oh, okay. Yeah, just straight up go for a Relic unit. Why not? If anything can smash through the Dark Eldar line, it is going to be a Land Raider. But even though Land Raider has got tons of health, I mean, double Warp Beast, which is... and an Archon with his Elite Incubi. Oh, we've got a Soul Cage, so expect a Dice of Destruction anytime soon. 124 and 84 compared to 116 and 77, so even though the Eldar have done some economic damage to the Space Marine player, they're still behind on the economy. But a Ravager, you don't see Ravagers very often. My only problem with the Ravager is that it looks the exact same as a... Oh, no, they're all Ravagers. Oh, for a second I thought it was the other one. Never mind me. I'm losing my mind here, apparently. So yeah, Space Marine player having a look, poking his head out, very precariously, going to look at that critical location in the middle. If he could take this middle one down, and maybe with a squad of scouts, or something a little bit mobile, move out and try and decount one of these places. We've got some Hellions sat around here, which will protect. I mean, the Space Marine player would probably want to go for this one, but it is defended. With a Land Raider moving over, surely they'd be able to take it on. Land Raider packed to the brim with fighting boys. Do believe that they are Terminators inside. These Hellions just chilling out, minding their own business. Oh no, but that's unfortunate. As these guys are moving out, the Eldar move forward, and they are being caught off guard. This is the time to attack when the Space Marines are spread out. But no, the Eldar are intimidated by the bulk and mass of that Land Raider. The chunky lad using his frame to tell the Space Elves to go do one. Do have some warriors. Ooh, warriors. Don't see them very often in the old pro games. Also got a homunculus observing the meat. The continuously spawning space meat. Chaplain being the true Chad that he is, moving into combat. And now it's the Eldari's turn to fall back ever so slightly. Land Raiders losing a bit of health there. Going up against 3 Ravagers. It's not exactly ideal. Doesn't really have any anti-vehicle stuff himself. Don't think he does. Oh no, it's got double las cannons. Never mind, mate. So combat has been made. Warp Beasts moving in. Chaplain inspiring the lads. Going to keep them more or less alive for a very long time. Terminators moving in but then jumping out. Land Raider has gone down. Ravagers can now focus fire on the Space Marine Scourge, jumping around the side. Terminators redeploying. We do have an orbital bombardment coming down. Force Commander sacrificing his own well-being. And a big blast going on those War Beasts. Absolutely annihilating everything and anything in their path. Dark Eldar using their soul ability to reduce the leadership of these Space Marines. Force Commander goes down, reducing the overall morale and morale regeneration rate for these remaining Space Marines. Do have a Venerable Dreadnought as well on the field. War Beasts still in the mix. Only 2 left in this squad. Do have the Archon with 3 Elite Incubi in the mix. Terminators over here not feeling in the mood for any more fighting. 1 single Warp Beast left. By Warp Beast, I just mean that the trainers there. Should really burn to a crisp there if the Terminators can sort out their morale issue. Do have a... Oh no, the Force Commander is alive. I wonder if... Oh, it was probably the Chaplain that died. That made everyone lose morale. Either way, sad times in the pipelines. We also have a Chaplain. Oh, sorry, a Librarian even in the mix. So yeah, fairly even engagement, I do have to say. I mean, the Dark Eldar did lose all their Warp Beasts. I think they lost all the Warp Beasts. Yeah, they lost all the Warp Beasts, which is quite expensive, but the Space Marines did lose their Land Raider, and are about to lose their Venerable Dreadnought as well. These Ravagers can just kind of just chill out on their own. They can tank all the damage, and just slap around all the economy of the Space Marine player. Gonna go for a second Land Raider. Archon charging in, going for this Librarian. Librarian using the Force. Got a Soul Storm going on to these Terminators. And that's unfortunate. The Terminator's walking speed is the same speed as the Soul Storm. These guys are going to teleport away. Good lord. Wonderful use of soul abilities here. And we do have the Ravagers in the base, just running amok. Do have all the missile launchers being popped onto the Space Marines. But these guys are quite quick and quite nimble. And will probably go back home to get some repairs in. Do have a Soul Destruction going on, and a Hero Gear, Power Claw and Shredder. Do you believe that Soul Destruction, that is the Homunculus ability, I do believe. Able to explode any souls around him. Doing lots of damage to friend and foe alike. War Beast now being reconvened onto the battlefield. And we do have a Raider. Oh, that's what I got confused with. I thought some of them were Raiders and some of them were Ravagers. Never mind me. Do have the Archon. Just chilling with the boys. Standing on the edge. Love that golden armor when his war gear is upgraded. And here is another push from the Dark Eldar. Only 2 Terminators. Do have a Land Raider coming around on the flanks. Raider transporting the Archon into the heat of battle. Do have an orbital bombardment coming in, but he's called it in on his own Terminators. Definitely a misclick there, I'm afraid. Could have done popping it down here, maybe. But we're trying to go for those Warp Beasts. Got a real problem for the Space Marine player at the moment. They just do so much damage. Look at that, Land Raider already going down. As the orbital bombardment fires away impotently in the distance. And this does look like a dire situation for the Space Marine player. He's going to go for some more Space Marines and a Predator. Hopefully Predators armed with their las cannons will be able to turn the tide of this combat against this Ravager. Then again, they might be able to get... Oh, there we go, they've killed one. I mean, because that's really their main problem at the moment. They've gone for Dark Lances, but still absorbing a lot of damage. We've got Dyes of Destruction on the way. Don't see him often, do we? It's very exciting. Here he comes. Armed with his cannons and women. Going to inspire all the boys around him. Look at that little pulsing thing. Yeah, that's a tasty looking ability. Bit cartoony by my looks, but it's fine. But yeah, Dice of Destruction. Arguably one of the most controversial relic units. Some people doubt its usefulness. I don't know whether I'm in that camp or not myself, to be fair. But in saying that, when you're in this stage of the game, if you're already winning, can't hurt to have one. And just the model for it just looks so good. You look at the segmented army bits. The Archon on his throne of... Just look at him. He's just loving life. He's having the best time. But yeah, I do believe that the Space Marine player is going to be falling down any moment now. But I do have to say thank you ever so much, Shed and Itness, for playing these games. Absolute chance heroes of the DoWPro community. Guys are always willing to have a game, and they're very highly skilled players in their own right. Do have to say, never won a game against Shed. Don't think I've played Itness before. I have to rectify that one day when one has time and all the usual stuff. Porsche server skull there being taken out. Stronghold looks like it will be finally dismantled. The Predator holding on for dear life, trying to take out as many people as he can just for revenge, if anything. Bringing on the big Daco with the Lasguns. Taking out a Ravager, actually. Itness throws out the GG, and that is that. Good night, sweet prince. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to support the channel, £1 a month does get you one extra game a week on the old Patreon. My name has been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never a chore. And I will see you in a bit. Peace.